In the rocky terrain to the northwest of Stoneguard, there is a path formed by a giant sandworm passing through the rocks. We should be cautious, as there have been frequent reports of missing adventurers here recently.
My God! You can see me? Oh, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Glenn. Well, my daughter, Marcia. Marcia has never truly experienced the horror of that monster. Ordinary people like us are no match for her. What? Search around the Sandworm Lake. You'll understand. Afterwards, go to her group's campsite and try to convince my daughter.
Warning! This is the great corridor through which Queen Balandia roams. Entering risks your life. Go back from whence you came.
Oh my, I'm done for. Oh, my cat. Oh, I'm completely ruined because of Queen Balandia. At first, I went around looking for her in the hopes the pile consisted of bone fragments of the people and animals she consumed. Everyone told me I should be happy that I escaped Queen Balandia. She ruined my life overnight. You mean the sandworm lair?
Glenn Richhill wanted to dissuade his daughter from trying to hunt down Queen Balandia. He was well aware of the Queen's horror, given that he died after losing his leg to her. Having witnessed the aftermath of Queen Balandia's work in person, you could understand why he was so worried about his daughter that he was unable to leave this world.
Get over here. Hurry it up. Hurry! Hurry it up! Queen Belandir refuses to give up on her prey once she's marked them for the hunt. I am Josephine Croft. Oh, I discovered that the magic used by Soren Warnack correlates with Queen Belandir's mana. Did you go looking for Queen Belandir on purpose? Oh, I understand.
Were you hoping to go up to see the observer? Maybe you can fly down to the observatory, if you can jump from that lofty hill there.
I've never seen you before. What brings you here? So what you're saying is that Queen Belandir is a monster that can't be beaten, and I should give up and stop trying. I don't know why a complete stranger like you is so concerned for my safety. Everyone who's ever lived in this area has lost something precious because of Queen Belandir. We're fighting so that this tragedy finally ends.
The investigation team stumbled across Queen Belandir during their survey, leading her to launch a fierce attack. If it had not been for the wizard Josephine Croft, they might have failed to escape. You then sought out Marcia Richhill, Glenn's daughter and Sandworm Raid Group captain. You tried to persuade her to cease her plan to defeat Queen Belandir. However, she did not relent.
I'm Marcia Richhill. Swear on my life to defeat Queen Belandir, who killed my father.
A heroic sword to protect my beloved daughter, Marcia. There you are. Good heavens. Yes, that's a better approach. There is that trap Marcia set. What? I didn't realize someone so skilled was... I know I'm overstepping myself here, but...
When Glenn realized that he couldn't stop his daughter, he decided to help her. He recalled the trap Marcia had prepared and thought that if he could lure Queen Belandir there, his daughter could achieve her goal without being in danger. Perhaps the wizard Josephine can find a way to help Marcia.
Oh, we meet again. You look like you have something important to tell me. Ah, I see. So, you mean to bait Queen Belandir to ensure the safety of the raid group, right? Oh, come to think of it, Clay, he also wrote, the potent sandworm poison sac can be utilized as raw material for mana production. With the potent sandworm poison sac and magic amplification gear, if that doesn't work, you'll have to resort to your own devices to lure her over to you. It's true that power can be used to detect other power that comes from the same source. Did you know that Queen Belandir's power was derived from a star fragment? Fundamentally, the same as your own. So you really didn't know? If someone with evil intent uses one, let's try making a luring trap first. You can easily find plenty of armadillos in the Moonlight Desert. First, make sure they're stunned by the trap before you go to kill them. Sandworms make stronger poison when they are young. There is a resistance force that guards the sandworm hatchery near its lair.
Josephine recalled some passages in Clay's book and found a way to lure Queen Belandia. She also informed you that the source of Queen Belandia's power was something known as a star fragment. Those star fragments contain pure power. Someone created a monster called Queen Belandia out of evil intent. Decided to use Queen Belandia's attraction to powerful mana to lure her in. Now, in order to create artificially powerful mana, you need to create a lure using Armadillo's sharp scales.
This is a sandworm hatchery. It's a dangerous place, so you should leave. You're looking for poison sacs? Good. Maybe you could shapeshift yourself into an insect. Good. I'll brief you the details after we leave. You can get potent poison sacs from... What I need is a sandworm egg that is about to hatch. Wow! I didn't expect to discover this precious thing. The shell is very fragile. Try not to damage it. What the? Help me! Help!
done. I shouldn't have come here. Let's get out of here before more of them come.
The potent sandworm poison sac is also used as a raw material for mana production. It is particularly suitable for a mana amplifier to lure Queen Balandia, because it can be used to freely adjust the emitted level of mana based on external conditions.
Book will help. I left it on my desk, so feel free to read it whenever you feel like it. You're back just in time. I found the right magic schema that we can use for the bait. First, put the potent sandworm poison sac over here. Apply it to the armadillo scales. Failed. Hard to believe I made a mistake. Elemental fusion stones are riddled with impurities, making it naturally. We just need to make a pure elemental fusion stone that can be engraved with any schema. I'll prepare everything else. Sand crystals are available in the highlands around the sandworm lair.
The first attempt to build the device for luring Queen Balandia ended in failure. Since common elemental fusion stones often contain impurities, they cannot be used to contain delicate and complex schema, like the magic schema for attracting monsters. Josephine explained that making a pure elemental fusion stone will make up for this error.
Water and the moonlit sand crystals.
In the past, Solavian Order Grand Elder Scultis used a fragment of the Star of Silivith to turn us... The sandworm's poison sac, not only can it adjust the level of mana emitted depending...
You can get a glimpse of Clay's interest in the various monsters and poisons of Cilician through his books. These books contain interesting information, such as the fact that the mighty Queen Balandia was originally a small sandworm, and that sandworm poison sacs have the rare ability to detect another being's mana. Purified water used to draw a magic schema is essential to making a pure elemental fusion stone. This is because low water purity can lead to errors in the schema. In the desert where water is scarce, cactus water can be used as a viable substitute. It is important to consider not only the size of the sand particles used for the pure elemental fusion stone, but also whether they contain their own impurities. Moonlit sand crystals can be ground to very fine particles, and are the purest of their kind.
Careful, there are swarms of dangerous monsters just hanging around the Midnight Oasis.
I've been waiting. Did you get the materials yet? We need to make it quickly before impurities corrupt the materials. First, we grind the moonlit sand crystals and spread the dust on a heated plate. Then we infuse the wind element into the cactus water and let it flow. This hardens it to complete the pure elemental fusion stone. Here we go. This is the device for luring Queen Balandir. Afterward, the level of mana around the device will increase to the maximum limit. Now, here's how to operate it. Like I mentioned, I made the device for luring Queen Balandir so it can be controlled remotely. Queen Balandir will appear soon after pressing the button, so make sure you find yourself someplace safe before using it. Well then, I wish you good luck.
Having finished crafting the pure elemental fusion stone, the device for luring Queen Balandir was complete. After installing the device, you press the button of the remote control to amplify the mana emitted and attract Queen Balandir. The remote control must be operated at a minimum safe distance from the device.
What brings you here this time? We can lure Queen Balandir with that device? Really? Most members of the raid group are at the sandworm hatchery right now. My troops are currently working to reduce the number of sandworms. If you get out there and help them with their mission. Everyone is bringing their very best to this mission. Read the operation plan at the Eastern Gathering campsite.
Upon learning about the luring device, Marcia wanted to catch Queen Balandir immediately. However, in order to do so, a full-scale offensive involving the entire sandworm raid group is needed, and most of the troops are already active in the sandworm hatchery. Marcia's troops need help to finish the job and return quickly.
How come sandworms usually come out of underground caves?
I'm not sure. Maybe there's something in the caves that the sandworms like. Why do you ask?
I was thinking of making and selling sandworm bait. How come sandworms usually come out of underground caves?
I'm not sure. Maybe there's something in the caves that the sand... Why do you ask?
I was thinking of making and selling sandworm bait.
The Sandworm Raid Group regularly carries out operations to reduce the sandworm population. Once these begin, all but essential members of the squad remain in the sandworm hatchery and only return when the mission is complete. The best and only way to get the squad members to come back is to help them complete their operation quickly.
I've been waiting. Thanks to you, my troops returned earlier than expected. We've set so many traps for Queen Belandia already, but with the luring device you brought, Okay, I marked the location on the map.
Marcia and her group had already set up a trap in the hopes of catching Queen Belandia. Unfortunately, it had proved useless, with the Queen never showing up at it. With the new luring device, however, she could be attracted to the trap and captured as planned. The place Marcia mentioned was filled with bombs and gunpowder chests, all meant to kill Queen Belandia. Even the fearsome beast would struggle to survive if caught there during the blast. The luring device was installed in a chest, placed in the center of the trap.
You're back. We're all set here. Shall we begin the operation? If we press this button, Queen Belandia will show up over there, right? There she is! Finally!
After Marcia pressed the button on the remote switch, Queen Belandia charged. Her fierce attack was cut short when she stopped in the middle of the trap and took flight. Determined to bring her down, the raid group let fly every arrow they had. The enormous sandworm was engulfed in an explosion as the gunpowder chest caught fire, but managed to escape.
After so many tries, I finally dealt her a critical blow. I may not have caught her, but we'll finish her off next time for sure. Thank you. We couldn't have done this without you. What do you mean? My father passed away a long time ago. My father really told you to? How is this possible? I don't want to catch Queen Belandia just because I'm captain of the Sandworm raid group. I want to catch her because I am Marcia Richel, daughter of Glenn Richel. Every time I felt discouraged by our failure to kill the beast, I looked to my father's name carved upon the victim's stone to steel my resolve. Soon, I will be able to fulfill his wish. My father always wanted our family to live together in a safe place. I'm going to rebuild our family home. A place with so many happy memories. Hopefully with my brother's help. Despite our falling out. So, if you see my father again, tell him to stop worrying about me. We will kill Queen Belandia soon. Then we won't have to carve any more names onto the victim's stone. It is a monument bearing the names of Queen Belandia's many, many victims. My father's name is carved on it too. Right down there. I hope you'll go see it.
Marcia succeeded in critically injuring Queen Belandia, and felt confident that the next battle against her would be the last. When she learned all of this stemmed from her ghostly father's request, she was filled with bittersweet gratitude. Above all, she now hopes her father can rest in peace. A stone engraved with the names of all those killed by Queen Belandia rests on one side of the camp. This memorial only honors the officially identified victims, so it is impossible to guess how many more fell prey to her over the years.
Oh, do you have business in Lasland by any chance? Then I'd like to ask you one last favor. If you are ever in Lasland, please pay a visit to my brother. His name is Mark Richhill, and you'll find him on duty at the Lasland Watcher's Post. Thank you. Give him this picture when you find him, will you? Tell him I want to rebuild on our old property, after I've settled the score with Queen Belandia, once and for all.
The picture that Marcia asked you to deliver to her brother was a sign of her deep and aching longing for her family. It showed her childhood home, where she and her siblings shared many good times with their father Glenn before he lost his leg. After slaying Queen Belandia, it is Marcia's dream to rebuild the house there. Queen Belandia, the invincible, the all-consuming. No one had ever even so much as scratched the fearsome beast. Enter the Order of the Swan, a small-time guild, hired by the Resistance to help gather sandworm poison sacs. While the Resistance soldiers were mopping up the sandworms, they were suddenly dragged into the sand beneath their feet. One of the swans, Rowan, fell into the vortex. All at once, Queen Belandia reared up, writhing in pain. Rowan had morphed into a violet phoenix and burst free from Queen Belandia's carapace, freeing everyone trapped inside. To this day, the mere sight of a human touched with malvescence is enough to violently enrage the mighty beast. Humans only defeated Queen Belandia once in the past. Among those she devoured that day was Rowan, who possessed the power of a star fragment. Rowan transformed into an ethereal violet phoenix and burst through her tough carapace. This was the first time Queen Belandia experienced such pain, and she fled in surprise.
Not the abandoned armor when patrolling the ruins of terrain. The undead often hide.
The magical ritual of the Phonos Orcs, the Festival of Fire, greatly amplifies their aggression. In the past, travelers passing through here during the festival were frequently killed by the Orcs. Saddened by the deaths, Lord Hobbs built the Lastlin Watcher's post on a hill overlooking the Orc villages in order to prevent future loss of life.
Do you have business with me, or... This is... the house where my family lived before Father died. It's not that I didn't know how Marcia felt, but... at that time, I was so narrow-minded. You see, Marcia and I had an argument, and have been out of touch ever since. It was not long after our father's death that Queen Belandia completely destroyed our home. I wanted to leave our hometown, and asked Marcia to come with me, but she said she would stay until the end. I didn't understand what was behind my feelings, until I came here alone after our fight. I wasn't mad at Marcia. I was mad at myself. Unlike Marcia, I lacked the courage to confront Queen Belandia. I knew that a long time ago, but couldn't bring myself to reach out first. I should write a letter to her before bed. Thank you for the good news.
The Richhill siblings had been estranged since falling out over the question of whether or not to leave their hometown. Upon seeing the photo, however, Mark Richhill understood what his sister was trying to say. He immediately set out to write her a heartfelt letter in reply. It seems reconciliation for the siblings might not be far off.
I can't believe I'm going to the Orc headquarters. I'm so worried.